A football fan was left with shocking injuries after he was stabbed 8 times by the London Bridge terrorists as he fought them off with his bare hands to allow fellow drinkers to escape. Brave Roy Larner launched himself at the trio on Saturday night, who he said had run into the Black and Blue restaurant in Borough Market shouting, "This is for Allah and Islam, Islam, Islam." As stiffened customers panicked, the 47-year-old shouted, "Fuck you, I'm Millwall," before trying to punch the attackers, who have been named as Kiram Butt, Rachid Ridwan and Youssef Zagba. His actions are said to have saved lives as people were able to escape while Mr. Larner fought the terrorists back, getting slashed in his head, chest and hands in the process. Mr. Larner, 47, from Peckham, South London, is recovering from surgery after being slashed in the head multiple times by the assailants. Speaking from his bed at St. Thomas Hospital in central London, he said, "I'm a bit better. I've had surgery. They reckon I might have to be in here a week. I just did what I had to do." He was pictured propping himself up in his hospital bed with a learn-to-run manual his friends have given him, which they've said displayed our southeast London sense of humor. He told The Sun the 3 murderers started shouting Islamic chants, and said, "Like an idiot I shouted back at them. I thought, I need to take the piss out of these bitches. I took a few steps towards them and said, 'Fuck you, I'm Millwall,' so they started attacking me." As he shouted the same message again, the attack got even more frenzied and Roy was forced to swing wildly at the terrorists who killed 7 and put 48 people in hospital in their rampage. He added, "I was on my own against all 3 of them, that's why I got hurt so much. It was just me, trying to grab them with my bare hands and hold on. I was swinging. I got stabbed and sliced 8 times. They got me in my head, chest and both hands. There was blood everywhere. Luckily, none of the blows he received hit him cleanly and he survived the ordeal, gaining himself the nickname the Lion of London Bridge in a nod to the South East London Football Club." His proud mother Phyllis Larner, 78, said, "Roy is quite nippy and blippy. He definitely wouldn't back down from a fight. He wouldn't care who it was or if they had a knife or a gun. I got the call on Sunday about 7:30 a.m. from his partner Tracy. I was in shock, to be honest. He wouldn't care who fronts him up. He will give as good as he gets. He must have been trying to help friends or something. The men with knives must have come into the pub and started on him, then he would have fronted them up. He's had surgery and is now in intensive care." She said Mr. Larner has 3 brothers but he's the loudest of the bunch. She said, "He doesn't care who it is, he says what he has to say. He's not scared of anyone. He's fearless, my son." His partner Tracy Wicks is due to visit him in the hospital with their daughter Freya, 14. His friend Mick Church said, "I visited Roy today in intensive care. He has lost his glasses and his hands are bandaged up past his elbows. He has 2 10-inch scars on the side of his face and neck and his lung collapsed." Watching him trying to see the mobile phone and use it to answer the call from his daughter was pitiful, but we both laughed at the futility of his struggle. A true brave Millwall man through and through who helped so many Saturday, and who now needs help himself. Admiration for his actions has poured in since the tragic night, resulting in his friend Archie Webber-Brown setting up a petition for Roy to be given the George Cross. It is the highest reward a civilian can receive for showing extreme courage in the face of adversity, the equivalent of the Victoria Cross in the military. Mr. Webber-Brown wrote on the Change.org page, "Roy Larner charged at the terrorists on London Bridge in order to try and stop them and help others escape. He ended up getting himself stabbed multiple times, showing great courage and preparing his body for the ultimate self-sacrifice to help others. He should be acknowledged and rewarded for his actions." The petition calls for Lib Dem parliamentary candidate for Bermondsey Simon Hughes to nominate the Millwall FC supporter for the prestigious award. A Just Giving page for the heroic football fan has so far raised more than £10,000. Jane Jacob, who set up the page, said, "Roy got caught up in the terror attack at London Bridge and was badly injured whilst protecting lives. He is now in St. Thomas's Hospital in intensive care. A Millwall supporter and in my mind a proper hero and deserves our support and aid to help him on his recovery." Responding to his courageous act, well-wishers flooded the page with messages of support. Katie Moss said, "What a true gent. As a Southeast Londoner myself, I take great comfort in knowing that people like you are on the streets. I wish you a speedy recovery, and I too would love to shake your hand if our paths ever cross. Stephen Lawrence wrote, "You have saved people's lives, hero." Carrie Mackenzie commented, "I'm a local girl from Bermondsey and work in London Bridge. I take comfort knowing people like Roy exist. Legend in my eyes. If I'm ever lucky enough to cross your path in the street, I'd shake your hand and say thank you." If you like this video, please remember to click the like and the share buttons. If you're new to the channel, please remember to click on the subscribe button.